Young Ones is about a family trying to survive in a dystopian world where the earth is drying up and water is the scarcest resource. This is a film that just became available on Netflix. I love sci-fi films. Usually I look at the ratings before I watch a film just because there's so many films and it helps me filter out what's good and what's bad. Now this film didn't have the best ratings, but I wanted to give it a chance because it had an interesting synopsis and I really like the actors in this film. Especially Michael Shannon, who I first saw in Premium Rush with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's a pretty carefree action film that was actually a lot of fun, but when I saw Michael Shannon playing the antagonist, he was just a normal person bad guy. Like, he wasn't a supervillain bad guy, he wasn't Zod yet. I saw so much intensity, so much anger. I was actually scared of his character in Premium Rush. So back to the film. Is it good? Is it really as bad as the ratings say? I have very mixed feelings about this film. We join Michael Shannon playing the father, and he's doing his best to provide for his family. He has a son named Jerome, played by Kodi Smit-McPhee, and a daughter played by Eli Fanning. Kodi Smit seems to have been comfortably typecast as always the quiet, introverted, wide-eyed kid. He's played this exact character in this film, The Road, Let Me In, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Except in this film, he's all grown up. He's like 6'2" and he's still playing the same kid. Don't get me wrong, I have no problem with that because he's very good at playing this role. That's why he keeps getting casted. Eli Fanning plays a young teenage girl, also not a surprise. Nicholas Hoult plays her bad boy boyfriend named Flem. He's definitely bad. He rides a motorcycle, he's got a torn up jacket, he's cocky and gets in fights with her father. Classic. We follow this family as they struggle to survive. They kind of live in a farming community, except their main crop is water. The movie starts off with a promising bang, and we get a sense of how desperate everybody is. It's a very Mad Max kind of vibe. Also, since this is a sci-fi movie set in some kind of alternate future reality, we do get to see some cool technology, but it's presented in a way that's grounded in modern day reality. The main robot designs is actually based off of design of a robot that we have now, so that's a very nice touch. It kind of connects this alternate world to our world. We learn more about the current situation through radio broadcasts that play. There's terrorists and violence, and there's a lot of bad stuff going on all around the world. But our focus is on this one desert-like area where our main characters inhabit. So to kind of further set up where they live, there's an auction, the type you would see for farm equipment or a horse, but instead it's for robots, technically also farm equipment. This is good stuff. There's a lot of focus on world building and you get to see a lot of interesting technology. Unfortunately, the dialogue is just shit. The way the characters talk to each other is just so cliched and predictable. Nothing they say is very interesting. You can't just deliver stupid, stereotypical lines in a monotone voice. It doesn't work. The way the movie felt was just, you know, there's that father archetype that just wants the best for their family. There's the rebellious teenage girl, the bad boy boyfriend, the sick mother. All of those by itself isn't bad. Having story cliches is okay. In this film, the way all the characters talk to each other just seems so contrived. And just based off of the beginning, I hated this film. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it through. This film is actually divided into 3 parts, and I'm glad I stuck it through because things did get better. The first part is about the father. The second part is about Flem and how he takes his place amongst the family. The second part is a lot stronger. A lot of that is because Flem is the most complex character in this film. We aren't sure where he stands because he definitely does a few things that are morally questionable. Now here's where I get confused as a viewer because the dialogue is still shit, but the plot becomes interesting. Flem has a secret that he carries with him, and it adds tension to every single scene he's in. The third part is about the son, Jerome, and how he comes to as a man. The robot his father got from the auction goes missing in a mysterious way, so Jerome goes out and looks for it. I'm not going to spoil it, but the characters evolve, and this film kind of hops genres into something much darker, which I really enjoyed. The dialogue is still a huge weak point, but the third act was actually a lot of fun. This movie had so much potential to be great. The world was interesting, and the story was good at parts. This movie became so much better after the focus was more on Flem and Jerome. Unfortunately, the first part had left such a bad taste in my mouth with the unconvincing and wooden interactions. It wasn't enough to save the rest of the movie. If you check this movie out, I think the story will surprise you, in a good way. But if you want characters to have coherent conversations that don't sound like they came from the big Hollywood book of cliches, I would stay away. For these reasons, I give Young Ones a C+. If you've seen Young Ones, please let me know what you think in the comment section below, and let me know if there's any other films you'd like me to review. Thank you so much for watching. Peace! Contact your cousins and your neighbor and that person that you met that one time and tell them to get out the Netflix account so you can check out top 3 Asian gangster films available right now on Netflix.